What's up, guys? Brown Sugar Babe here. Hope all is well. So, I hopped on to give you my takeaway on the latest social media drama of Love and Marriage Huntsville, which of course involves Martel, of course. But before I get started, please like the video as soon as you get in and subscribe to the channel, okay? Thank you so much for your support. All right, so I know for a fact you guys have not been living under a rock regarding the latest happenings, but for the very few that have been, okay? A young lady who goes by the name of Karson Blue appeared on Love and Marriage Huntsville, specifically in the scene of a tea party hosted by Melody. Now, some of the viewers put two and two together and realized she looked familiar and exposed that this was a person who actually appeared on an Instagram live with Arion about 2 years ago. Now, in that live, Arion and Karson appeared to be friendly and familiar with each other. So fast forward to 2 years later, and this person is in a scene with Mel, so naturally folks are like, what's going on? Why is someone who has such close ties to Arion on the show? Karson has since come out to address questions regarding her and Arionne's relationship, which she basically indicated that her and Arion were acquaintances for a very short period of time. And the reason why she cut Arion off was because Arion revealed to her that, number one, there is a sex tape of Martel and his then wife, Melody Cherie. Number two, Martel wanted to expose this sex tape to the public. And number three, Martel wanted to present this sex tape to the public, not in its original form, okay, which is a wife giving her husband head. No, he wanted to present this sex tape as though his ex-wife was giving head to another man, okay? These are the allegations. Okay, stay with me now, okay? Because the question at that point is, how would he be able to do this and either eliminate or limit the paper trail back to him? Okay, remember, revenge porn is a crime in the state of Alabama, and I believe a first-time offense carries up to a year in jail. I think that's what I read, all right? So again, what's the best way to avoid a paper trail back to him? Martel allegedly enlists Arion to create a fake social media page as a man, and thereafter the plan would be for Arion, under the guise of a fake man, the plan would be to post the video of Mel giving head with the intention of it giving the impression that Mel was given head to another man. Now, it appears that Martel put pressure on Arion because Karson said she was communicating via text message with Arion about what cable companies were available in Huntsville, Alabama. Arion, okay, allegedly, instead of replying about what cable companies were in Alabama, she called Karson. Karson allegedly said Arion sounded distressed. Those were her exact words. Arion, in her distressed voice, then told Karson about Martel's plot to expose Mel. However, Arion, in her distressed voice, says, I don't want to do it, but Martel is so mad at me, or Martel is going to be mad at me, something to that effect, okay? Now, it is at that point, I believe, it is my theory, that Arion wanted Karson to say, well, I'll do it. All right? I'll do it. Think about it, guys. The fact that Arion never shut Martel down about the idea, that she went to a third party with the idea, that means she entertained it. She wanted it done as well. The problem she has is the same problem Martel has, which is neither of us can be the one to put this out or else we will get busted. We need someone with zero ties to Mel to create the fake page. This way, if the plans go awry, this fake page does not have Martel's fingerprints on it, and it does not have Arionne's fingerprints on it. It would have a former stripper, Karson, she's a former stripper, it would have her fingerprints on it. And even if Karson says the plan came from Arion and Martel, they would deny it because, remember, Arion called Karson about the plot. She never texted Karson. She called Karson immediately after a dialogue about cable companies. So Karson answered the call, but naturally she would not think to record. All right, so the fact that she doesn't have a recording and she doesn't have anything in writing, if Karson were to put out the revenge porn, get busted, and implicate Arion and Martel, off rip, she would be discredited because she would have no concrete proof that the conversation ever took place. she would then take the fall for committing the act of basically criminal sexual harassment. Now, thankfully for Karson, she did not take the bait of this disgusting and batshit crazy idea, but instead she says to Arion, Melody will most likely know the tape exists of her and her husband, and second, you're going to catch a case if you do this. But as I previously stated, Arion knows this. She just didn't want to be the one to put the fake page out there because she knows that IP address would trace right back to her, okay? Everything you put out there has your fingerprints on it. It doesn't matter how many fake accounts you have. It will always come back to you. Now, here's why I believe Karson. Because here it is, Karson is accusing Martel and Arion of conspiring to commit a crime against Melody, revenge porn. Yet Arion and Martel remain silent for over 3 days. All right? The most Arion has done, she went live tonight. And I might make another video about that. But prior to that, the most Arion did was she made a post insinuating that Karson is capping. And in Arionne's live tonight, she looks absolutely shook, talking about everything under the sun except for those damning allegations. Trying to pit Karson against Tisha and other cast members, never really addressing those allegations. She actually looks scared. She doesn't even look upset. She looks scared, guilty, and confused. But she did implicate herself, saying, I never sent the tape. The tape. So there she's acknowledging that there is, in fact, a tape, all right? So Karson is telling the truth about Arion telling her about the existence of a sex tape, all right? Another reason why I believe Karson was because the last time Martel, you remember when Martel and Arion were rumored to have committed DV against each other. Arion, you and him came out within 24 hours to shut it all down, to quiet down the blogs and to clear your name. It took you now nearly 4 days to come out and say something, about this situation now, and you look scared and shook. In addition, when Karson put in the text message as to why she cut you off, reasoning being that there was a revenge porn plot against Melody that did not sit well with her, you again remained silent. You didn't even respond back to her. Who would not respond to something like that if they were innocent? Now, Arion, you got me thinking Karson must be sitting on an Uno card because I can't imagine being accused of this and I'm going to stay quiet. And again, I'm going off of past behavior from Martel and Arion and, and their reaction to a similar circumstance. Okay, when they were rumored to have been involved in a DV altercation, they both came out within 24 hours to dispel these rumors. In addition, on a recent live, Melody refreshed our recollection regarding last summer when she was responding to a live that Martel did. It was around August 2022, okay? Martel tried to dog her out on a live, and she posted several responses. You'll see some of those on the screen. I remember this and reading it, and it seemed random because in the live, he didn't say anything about any type of revenge porn. Well, according to Melody, the background behind that, her response, her August 2022 response is that he texted her a screenshot of the head video in real time while she was posting those multiple consecutive responses to the live he did. And that's why she put revenge porn. I'm sending this to my attorney. So in real time, you see how he was trying to shut her up and intimidate her. So it's crazy and it's so funny when you see Sheree say, oh, he's nothing like how you see them portraying on the television. You're right, hon. He's actually much worse in real life. Luckily for you, however, he's not into you. And I mean this with all sincerity and no shade. You are lucky he is not into you like that because narcissists like him, when things go sour, he's coming to destroy you, okay? If you cannot see by now, Martel has a unhealthy obsession with his ex-wife. That should be very concerning for you. But if you don't see the red flags, who am I to say anything about it, right? And Arion, after Martel allegedly propositioned you with a plot to commit revenge porn against his ex-wife, how in the world do you still consider yourself that bitch? You always like to say, I'm that bitch. I always been that bitch. How do you interpret him wanting to expose her as love for you? At any point, you didn't say to yourself, wait a minute now, he's spending way too much time plotting and scheming and thinking about his ex, right? All the red flags were there. including him allegedly pushing you to do that Tasha K interview. In Mel's most recent live, she either explicitly stated or alluded to the fact that Martel was behind the Tasha K interview. That interview, in my opinion, appeared to be a major turning point in your life because it turned you from a private citizen to a public figure. It opened the door for folks to talk about you, whether they were dragging you or not. They were talking about you. And I know that you've been minding your business up until tonight because I know you went live. But up until tonight, I know you've been minding your business and keeping quiet lately, and I'll give you that. But at the end of the day, you forgot that the earth is round and it spins. And whatever you put out, it comes right back to you. And notwithstanding the fact that you have been quiet, now you are at the top of the gossip circuits in one of the most negative ways imaginable, all because of something we never know about, but that happened in the past with Martel, allegedly. But imagine if this would have been carried out, if this plot would have been carried out, okay? That video, that sex tape would have destroyed the Eminem kids, okay? They would probably be in a semi-permanent state of depression, all right? This would have been emotionally catastrophic, all for two people's gain, okay? Which is to make Melody Cherie look promiscuous, okay? That's what they wanted, allegedly. Sick, all right? But guys, based on Karson's live and Arionne's distressed voice, that stuck out to me so much. In my opinion, this was an attempted setup to play on Karson's emotion and to get Karson to say, I'll do it. I'll set up the fake page. I'll put out the video. Let me know what you guys think. Is this a plausible theory? Or what could be the other reason for Arion allegedly calling Karson in distress about this plot of revenge porn, all right? I will meet you in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Take care. Bye.